Do not be shaken by harsh criticism. Remember, true success is when we are fully accepted by those who genuinely care. Zig Ziglar teaches that true success is not about avoiding criticism, but about being genuinely accepted by those who truly care about us. When criticism comes, be wise to examine its origin. These wise words remind us to carefully consider criticism, identifying whether it comes from a trustworthy source or is just passing breeze. Judging oneself by aspiration and judging others by their actions is a fatal mistake that can lead to profound misunderstandings. Calvin Coolidge's words highlight the danger of disproportionately judging oneself and others, which can result in highly inaccurate judgments. True ability lies in facing criticism with resilience without harboring resentment in the heart. Elbert Hubbard illustrates that true greatness is when we can accept criticism with an open mind, without holding on to hurt. It takes extraordinary courage to listen to oneself judged honestly, as few are capable of receiving open criticism without taking offense. Those brave enough to criticize us are essentially friends, as they strive to improve us with genuine love. Michel de Montaigne provides an inspiring perspective on the importance of honest criticism and how an open attitude towards it can enrich us. When we criticize others, ultimately we criticize ourselves. Publius Syrus asserts that every word of criticism we utter reflects back on ourselves. Judges need to learn from society, just as artists need to learn from judges. Oscar Wilde teaches that the reciprocal relationship between critics and artists is a learning process that enriches both. Anyone who throws dirt eventually loses their own field. This proverb reminds us of the consequences of harming others, which ultimately also harm ourselves. No matter how good your victories, or how bad your defeats, never fully trust the words of others. Lou Holtz's wise words remind us to hold on to our own beliefs and values, regardless of praise or criticism from outside. The fear of criticism is the death of a talented genius. William Gilmore Simms highlights that the fear of criticism can hinder the potential of a genius, because the inability to accept constructive feedback can obstruct development and innovation. Every individual has the right to criticize those who may witness helping. Abraham Lincoln's expression asserts that everyone has the right to voice criticism against actions deemed problematic, even towards those who appear to be providing assistance. Often, we prefer to bask in the spotlight of praise rather than rise to the surface. With the help of criticism, Norman Vincent Peale reminds us that receiving praise is not a guarantee of perfection, while constructive criticism can lead to genuine self-improvement. You should not let the spotlight of praise or criticism influence your path. Getting lost in either is a sign of genuine weakness. John Wooden emphasizes the importance of maintaining balance and self-integrity amidst varying external spotlights. Most individuals have been programmed to believe that their task is to replicate the world, not to redesign it. Seth Godin's expression voices awareness of humanity's tendency to follow existing currents rather than daring to create change. When you praise me, I may not believe, but when you criticize me, I may not like you. If you ignore me, I may not forgive you, but when you encourage me, I will not forget you. And if you love me, I may not have a choice but to love you. Norman Vincent Peale depicts the complexity of the relationship between responses to praise, criticism, attention, and love. Avoiding criticism is extremely easy. Just stay silent. Do nothing and remain insignificant. The expression linked to Aristotle teaches that avoiding criticism might be easy, but it also means living without making any contribution. Creative life cannot rely on approval, and it won't be shattered by criticism. This statement asserts that the creative process depends not only on the acceptance of others, but also on the internal strength to withstand criticism. Blaming others' speeches is easy, however. Producing something better in return is a task that requires high dedication. Plutarch highlights the difference between criticizing and creating better solutions in response. When people try to bring you down, be a person who makes yourself so unshakable that no one believes the slander. Plato offers advice on how to face slander and criticism by showing steadfastness and the truth of our own behavior. One should not just sit and criticize. One must strive for a better change. The world will be better according to the effort given. Albert Einstein inspires action and active participation in creating positive change, not just criticizing from a passive standpoint. In every step taken, courage is the primary resource. Every direction chosen, there will always be doubting voices, undermining beliefs. Every challenge that rises tests determination, provokes faith in the truth of criticism. Ralph Waldo Emerson teaches that courage is the key to moving forward, even in the face of critical scrutiny from the surrounding environment. If we ourselves are free from flaws, we will not be so tempted to notice faults in others. François de la Rochefoucauld points out that often we focus more on others' mistakes when we ourselves feel faultless. Do not criticize what you do not understand, my child. You have never been in their position. Advice from Elvis Presley emphasizes the importance of empathy and understanding before judging or criticizing others. Stay alert, for even boredom can be a form of veiled criticism. Wendell Phillips reminds us that boredom sometimes results from deficiencies or dissatisfaction that need to be addressed. It's wiser to light a candle than to curse the existing darkness. William Lonsdale Watkinson's expression encourages action and providing solutions rather than just complaining about existing problems. Courtesy and respect are the rights of every individual. Constructive criticism is not only expected but also sought after as a means of growth. Margaret Chase Smith emphasizes that criticism, given with politeness and constructiveness, can serve as a foundation for self-improvement. If we are brave enough to voice a problem, we must have the courage to try to solve it as well. Robert Alan Silverstein highlights the importance of action after identifying a problem, not just talking about it. If there is no intention to change it, then we are not worthy of criticizing it. Mark Twain asserts that constructive criticism should be accompanied by the intention and effort to bring about positive change. Therefore, one of the hallmarks of strong leadership is the ability to understand, motivate, and benefit from sharp yet constructive criticism. Carl Sagan shows that an effective leader is someone who can turn criticism into an opportunity for learning and growth. Blaming is more comfortable than praising. Ralph Waldo Emerson illustrates that in a culture where blaming is easier than giving praise, we should strive to reverse that paradigm by giving deserved praise to those who merit it. Do not let the spotlight of praise blind you, and do not allow the attack of criticism harden your heart. Liza TerKeurst teaches the importance of maintaining emotional balance when faced with praise and criticism. Criticism should be treated as an honor bestowed upon you, not as the first path to responding to an interaction. Malcolm Gladwell highlights that criticism should be seen as valuable feedback that enriches experience, not as the first attack that ruins it. Those who shout the loudest about patriotism often forget the basic principles that support it: the right to criticize, the right to embrace unpopular beliefs, the right to protest, and the right to think independently. Margaret Chase Smith emphasizes the importance of upholding the fundamental values that strengthen democracy, including the right to criticize. Thinking before speaking is the foundation of wise criticism, whereas speaking before thinking is a hallmark of foolishness. Ian Forster underscores the importance of reflection before reacting, especially in giving criticism or feedback. Analyzing others is actually a reflection of the needs and values we hold. Marshall Rosenberg urges us to understand that how we judge others often reflects our own needs and principles. Do what is right according to your heart, because criticism will always be there. Accept blame if you do, and accept blame if you don't. Eleanor Roosevelt emphasizes the importance of maintaining integrity even when faced with criticism or rejection. Like gentle rain that nourishes the soil, criticism should provide an opportunity for growth without damaging the roots. Frank A. Clark provides a metaphorical insight into the importance of offering criticism in a constructive and wise manner. Strength and development can only be achieved through consistent effort and struggle. Napoleon Hill highlights that significant achievements require commitment and perseverance in facing challenges. Having enemies, it's a sign that you stood for something true in your life. Winston Churchill describes that conflict is not always negative, but can be evidence of strong beliefs and principles. When your heart is filled with strength, your ability to cleanse others' imperfections will emerge without malicious intent towards them. Mahatma Gandhi emphasizes the importance of building internal strength that allows us to see and respond to others' shortcomings with compassion and understanding. Do not be too enamored with praise from those who share your beliefs, but it is wiser to welcome criticism from sincere hearts. Socrates teaches the importance of accepting honest criticism from caring individuals rather than being lulled by praise alone. It is unfair for someone to criticize others while they themselves do not stand firmly on the right ground. Mark Twain highlights the importance of integrity in giving criticism, because only those steadfast in their principles are qualified to judge others. My opinions and principles are open to criticism, for only that can truly shake me. Victoria Woodhull emphasizes the importance of accepting criticism as a means for personal growth and development. Criticism is the distinguishing element of modern art. From previous years, Octavio Paz highlights the role of criticism in shaping and determining the direction of modern art. Sometimes, criticism seems to be more directed at works that are not mine. Joyce Carol Oates describes the irony in criticism, where judgments are often misdirected or misunderstood. When someone criticizes you, consider it an opportunity to appreciate their courage. Debasish Mrida teaches the importance of valuing criticism as an opportunity for growth and learning. It is important to learn to distinguish between constructive and destructive criticism. This anonymous expression highlights the importance of having a clear understanding of the type of criticism received, whether it is constructive or destructive. Embrace constructive criticism, and let the destructive one slip from your sight. John Douglas emphasizes the importance of appreciating enriching criticism, while disregarding destructive criticism. I have done my own work, so praise and criticism no longer have significant influence over me. Georgia O'Keeffe conveys that when one has established truth and success within themselves, praise and criticism become relatively insignificant. It is easier to be critical than correct. Benjamin Disraeli highlights that being skeptical and critical of everything is often easier than seeking and understanding the actual truth. The greatest beauty lies in generosity in giving praise, while true wisdom is shown in being cautious in responding to criticism. This anonymous expression asserts that giving praise generously is a sign of kindness, while wisdom lies in acting cautiously in accepting criticism. Do not judge what you do not fully understand. Bob Dylan teaches the importance of not making hasty decisions or judgments without adequate understanding. Do not be shaken by harsh criticism. Remember, true success is when we are fully accepted by those who genuinely care. Zig Ziglar teaches that true success is not about avoiding criticism, but about being genuinely accepted by those who truly care about us. Anyone can criticize and complain, but only those with character and self-control can understand and forgive. Dale Carnegie highlights the difference between complaining and criticizing wisely based on deep understanding. Too often, we avoid pursuing our dreams because of fear of failure or the criticism we might receive. Eric Wright depicts how frequently we hinder ourselves from reaching our full potential, due to fear of risks and others' opinions. Criticism is not the enemy, but a valuable source of self-growth information. Henry Weisinger emphasizes seeing criticism as constructive feedback to improve oneself. The fear of criticism can be a major obstacle to our creativity. Dwayne Allenhon highlights how anxiety about negative evaluation can inhibit our ability to think outside the box and generate new ideas. Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. Eleanor Roosevelt shows the difference in mindset orientation between creative, pragmatic, and narrow thinking. Before passing judgment on the younger generation, consider who guides and influences them. This anonymous expression underscores the importance of considering the influence of the environment in shaping someone's character and behavior. Critics are often those who are unable to do what they criticize. Channing Pollock highlights the irony that often the most vocal critics are those who lack relevant skills or experience. The pleasure in criticizing often makes us too busy finding faults, thus missing the beauty around us. Jean D. Labrouer illustrates how the tendency to criticize can hinder our ability to appreciate the beauty and goodness around us. A cynical attitude tends to view the future with distrust, without giving room for undiscovered potential. This anonymous expression highlights how a cynical attitude can hinder individuals from seeing opportunities and possibilities in the future. Criticism often reflects disagreement with differences, not because of actual faults, but because of unwanted differences in personal views or beliefs. This anonymous expression describes how criticism is sometimes more subjective than objective. Tearing down a barn can be done by anyone, but rebuilding it requires genuine skill and perseverance. Sam Rayburn emphasizes that criticizing or destroying something may be easy, but fixing or rebuilding it requires more skills and effort. There is no valid defense against criticism, unless its reasons or intentions are obscure. Joseph Addison highlights that criticism often comes from a truth that needs to be acknowledged or understood. Throughout my life, people have always doubted my success. Ted Turner reveals that rejection or criticism from others does not always reflect reality, and success often builds on perseverance and self-confidence. You are a strong and sharp sword, and criticism is its whetstone. Do not avoid this whetstone, or you will lose your strength and become ineffective. Stay sharp and strong. Dwayne Allenhon illustrates that criticism can be a tool to sharpen ourselves, as long as we approach it with the right attitude. An artist has no time to listen to criticism. Those who want to write, read reviews. Those who want to write have no time to read reviews. William Faulkner shows that to be productive in creating works, it is important to focus on the creative process and not be too fixated on others' responses. When we judge or criticize others, it often reveals our own needs and fears rather than the actual faults of the individual. This anonymous expression highlights that often criticism reflects more the internal conditions of the critic than the objective quality of the criticized. A person's reaction to criticism is part of their character. How they respond to criticism can reveal more about them than about the critic. An Italian proverb describes how a person's response to criticism reflects their personality and character. Before criticizing someone, try to understand their situation and position well. This will help you provide more reasoned and meaningful criticism. This anonymous expression invites us to understand others' perspectives before judging them. The use of sharp and piercing words like a knife can cause more harm than benefit. This anonymous expression emphasizes that harsh and sharp words often do more harm than good. Although we often seek approval, we also fear the reproach and criticism that may come. Hans' slide depicts the inner dilemma we often face between the desire for recognition and the fear of rejection. There is no reason to retreat or apologize. When you have acted with courage and truth, let the results speak and let your opponents be silenced by your success. Nellie McClung illustrates the importance of acting with confidence and without doubt in facing challenges. To achieve success in any field, full commitment and dedication are required. You must be prepared to face challenges with hard work and accept criticism as a valuable learning tool. Without giving your all, it is difficult to achieve true success. Willie Mays highlights the importance of determination and discipline in achieving success in any field. When kindness and virtue are prioritized in everything, flaws or weaknesses seem to become insignificant or less impactful. Judith Martin describes how kindness and goodness can mitigate the negative impact of flaws or mistakes. I see criticism as a challenge that strengthens one's soul and character. LeBron James shows that through criticism, one can grow and become stronger in facing various obstacles. A person willing to take risks for truth and their beliefs shows high integrity in their character. Ezra Pound emphasizes the importance of courage in maintaining beliefs, even when facing risks or criticism. Often, criticism is easily directed especially towards those who are unpopular, without considering the actual faults or even attributing others' faults to them. Leo Tolstoy describes how injustice often occurs in the process of criticizing someone. A person who accepts and appreciates criticism will gain greater benefits than those who only enjoy praise. Heinrich Heine highlights the value of accepting constructive criticism as a path to better development. Success often comes with criticism and jealousy from others. However, the price to pay for achieving success is worth the benefits to be gained. Dennis Waitley describes that the journey to success may not be easy, but its value is far greater than the criticism and jealousy that may be encountered along the way. The old concept that honesty is always the best policy has come under criticism. Instead, true honesty is based on a belief in truth, not just following policy or social norms. Robert Ely emphasizes the importance of pure honesty, not just to comply with policies or norms, but because of a belief in true and good values. Like pain draws our attention to unhealthy body conditions, so does criticism highlight aspects of life that require attention and improvement. Winston Churchill emphasizes the importance of criticism in improving unhealthy conditions. Sharp criticism is a pillar of freedom. Without it, we risk sinking into decline and rigidity. Wole Soyinka highlights the crucial role of criticism in safeguarding individual and societal freedom. Accepting honest criticism is very difficult, especially when it comes from those closest to us. Yet that is what guides us towards growth and improvement. Franklin P. Jones describes how challenging it is to accept constructive criticism, especially from those we know well. Constructive criticism, built on appreciation of positive things, helps soften its impact, paving the way for constructive change. Paula Abdul emphasizes the importance of finding positive aspects in every criticism to turn it into an opportunity for growth. Opinions, although often implied in the form of criticism, can be adjusted with deep love for improvement and progress. Robert Frank highlights that criticism often rises from a deep love for improvement. Treating self-criticism as a guide to action affirms that criticism is not an end in itself but a tool for improvement. Kingsley Amis emphasizes the importance of criticism as a guide to acting better. Criticism, although not always desired, often becomes a driver for meaningful steps in life. Erwin McManus underscores the significant role of criticism in triggering significant actions. Most of the criticism I have received over the years has helped me grow and develop. Van Morrison indicates that criticism, when received well, can be a very valuable learning tool. When seeking criticism, we often hope to hear praise. But what we actually need is honesty to improve ourselves. W. Somerset Maugham illustrates the difference between our expectations and actual needs in receiving feedback.